Hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. So what drew you to this script?
Initially, what drew me to it was the script, which was the first thing I knew about it. And as soon as I read it, I could see the film. I think it's an important story that has not been told. It's a haunting underbelly of the Titanic history, and I just thought it was a fascinating piece of history.
Did you have to do a lot of research for your role?
Yeah, obviously research into the Titanic itself, but for me, research into the man, this Michigan senator who took it upon himself to sort of monomaniacally pursue this not very happy story at a very unhappy time, and to be committed to try and find the truth of what happened. It was very daunting, but exciting to pursue.
How did you find casting? How did casting come about for this?
How did what happen?
Casting. How did you find the casting process for this?
I didn't have one. I was offered the film, which is a nice gesture, and handed the script, and that was my casting process. So I was one of the lucky ones. Yeah.
And what was it like filming in Pittsburgh? Whereabouts are you from?
Well, I was from New York, and I got a job that took me to Pittsburgh with my wife. And as soon as we got there, we wondered why we were living in New York. And we ended up moving, and we've been in New York, in Pittsburgh ever since. And the entire thing was shot in Pittsburgh, which was wonderful. It's an old city. We shot a 1912 picture, and very period correct.
What would you say was the most challenging and most memorable moments of filming Unsinkable?
For me, it was the inquiry itself. It's about 30 pages of very intense dialogue, which was shot in just a couple of days. So it was an enormously stressful, intense, high-wire act. It was probably the most challenging thing I have had to do text-wise ever.
So you've had an incredible career over the years. If you could choose one character you've played in the past who you think would be good friends with your character in Unsinkable, which character would that be?
Oh, the great question. That's a really good question. I've never thought of that.
Or they could hate each other. Which one do you think would be yin and yang, or like, yeah?
Maybe it's just because he's so fresh in my mind, but I think I would have been friends with Senator William Alden Smith. I feel very simpatico with him. Yeah.
And then also the costume was amazing. What was it like wearing those sorts of costumes on this film?
The costumes are extremely uncomfortable. They are annoying. I can't imagine why men dressed like that. The collars alone were just impossible. But the look is fantastic. I mean, when I looked at it, I thought, of course, it makes a lot of sense.
If you could sum up your character in 3 words, how would you sum your character up?
Committed, passionate, soulful.
And then lastly, what can we expect from you in 2024?
I have no idea, which makes me a happy actor.
Amazing.
What's next?
Well, amazing. Thank you so much for this interview. Enjoy London, and I'm really excited for tonight, so congratulations.
Take care.